All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And I have an article, but it's also based off this video from Neil McCoy Ward. All right, now it says, warning, they just rolled out a shocking new control system, what we were all dreading. Okay, now I believe this is in the UK. I believe he's based in the UK. All right, but you understand that the EU is a part of this beast, you know. Now but we understand that these devils are going to bring for what this digital, totalitarian slave world, man. They finna get rid of this current monetary system, this cash-based monetary system, and bring in what? A cashless, all right, society, all right, a digital currency where your purchases, your payments, your buying and selling are going to be done digitally, cashlessly, through a micro C-hip that they're going to want inside every man, woman, and child, man. All right, they're finna make, this digital, surveillance state, so to speak. All right, so let me play this real quick. And I have the article, the precepts, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
Idea.
If you suffer from foot or back pain, this is the #1 sneaker recommended by specialists.
A person can access all the amenities they need within just a quarter of an hour by walking or cycling. And this could result in restrictions being brought in for drivers. Now, they've already said they don't actually want cars on the road. They've said this already for a long time. And of course, what I discussed was, what about rural areas? Okay, fine, right in these city centres in urban areas. Okay, I can see some regions not having cars. You can kind of see it, but at the same time.
And what he's speaking of is 15-minute cities. All right, those 15-minute cities, man.
How are you going to deliver stuff to shops and all this other stuff? It's very complex. Now, they've said that they are going to divide Oxford into 6 15-minute neighbourhoods, and you're only allowed 100 days of free travel per year through these 6 traffic filters during operating hours. Meanwhile, a separate permit allows 25 days of free travel per year through these zones. After this, you will face severe penalties because you will not, it says it in black and white, you will not have the relevant permission. Greg Smith, the Shadow Transport Minister, said this is the blueprint for a national rollout. Labour has been given the green light for draconian councils like Oxfordshire to police how people live, move and drive using cameras and fines backed by DVLA data. He said Oxford is the test case, but this is the blueprint for the entire country. Duncan White from the Alliance of British Drivers said this is an abomination. He said it's perverse and Stalinist approach to social control, adding it's an encroachment on civil liberties and it's a page out of East Germany playbook. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll be scanning the comments as we go here, but I wanted to show you something else that this reminded me of. Some of you will know I've spoken about this movie a few times before, and I can only play a tiny clip or I'll get a strike here. So this is called In Time. It's a movie, I'm getting old. It came out in 2011. I felt like it was just yesterday. And what they did was this, and I talked about this and said you'll see this in the UK at some point.
We don't normally make pickups in this zone.
I was lost.
And then what happens is he goes through each zone.
Please deposit 1 month.
There you go. What's that? It's the chip in the wrist. I mean, we could go on and on. I can't.
All right, so Khan, man, so you see he's trying to enter into a zone, an area, but I believe he needed to deposit, some type of currency, whatever it was, and he had to get the micro C-hip in his hand scanned, man. All right, so Khan, so let's go from here, and I have the article, express.co.uk, It says Labor Council brings in perverse 15-minute driving rules it could roll out across UK. All right. Now, it says 15-minute cities are a new concept based on the idea that a person living in one will be able to access everything they need within a quarter of an hour by walking or cycling. They are sometimes accompanied by restrictions on motorists. Oxford, which is actively implementing a plan to introduce the scheme, has seen its local authority plot to divide the city into 6 15-minute neighborhoods. This would see drivers needing to secure a permit for residents so that they could drive for 100 days for free through the traffic filters in the city. A separate permit will allow just 25 days of free travel, with drivers hit with fines should they move around the city beyond those allocated days, man. And the verse that comes to mind, all right, the verse that comes to mind is when the scriptures say what? 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. And whatever reason that's going to be, because it could be many reasons that a man can desire to go into a city and not be able. But this going into these 15-minute cities, how they're going to be check zones and, certain, you won't be able to just freely move around, like you can today. Here it is. You could go from one state to another, one city to, you won't be able to freely move around in this digital, a slave world that this devil is going to bring forth, man. All right. That Esau is going to bring forth. You won't have that freedom and liberty to just move around as you please. All right. As this devil said, you will own nothing and be happy. All right. Okay. And we understand through this devil and his pseudoscience and technology, his AI, that Esau wants to play God on earth. All right. Through these things, man. Okay. He wants to fuse man and machine. He's trying to reach immortality through his technology, and he's trying to play God, man. All right. So let's get this verse. Of course, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, who's the he? Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man. All right. Which ruled as the ancient Romans, which ruled as the ancient Greeks, and today rule over this revived Roman Empire, which is America, NATO, and the EU. America being Mystery Babylon the Great, man. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. And when you go into his word mark in the Greek word is charagma, which goes into scratch, etching, thing, carve, sculpture, graving, a cutting, because they're going to have to make a cutting into your flesh so that you can receive this micro C-hip, man. All right. These are the times that we're fastly approaching. Okay. Whether it be in your body, your hands, wherever it's going, your head. You got Elon Musk with the Neuralink, the brain, C-hip. Okay. These are the times that we're coming into. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because this devil is going to bring forward a cashless monetary system, man. A digital monetary system. Your purchases, your payments, your buying and selling, all right, it's going to be done digitally, man. Cashlessly, through a micro C-hip that he's going to want inside you, man. As you've seen from the clip that he played from that movie, all right, you see the man had to stop before he could go into the time zone thing, and he had to pay or deposit some type of currency through the micro C-hip that was in his hand, man. All right, because these are the times that we're fastly approaching, man. The digital surveillance, all the cameras, and this is what this devil wants, and he wants to play God through his technology, man. All right, and we understand that us being the followers of Yahweh Shai, that we are not to receive this thing even unto death. All right, when you read Revelation 20, man, it goes into the souls of them that will be beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, which are not received. All right, the mark in their hands or in their foreheads, neither worship the beast or his image, man. All right, but the scriptures continue on and say what? They lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years, going into what? They gonna be resurrected, man. They gonna come back. That's why the scriptures say, Apostle Paul's epistles to the Thessalonians, the scriptures say what? The dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, man. Okay? But so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it out, give infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Merkakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.